Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at 12104 Southeast Tibbetts Street here in Portland. Located to the right of the front doorway, we have a 4-inch ABS cleanout here as our point of access. Should you lose track of this thing, it sits a little further out than the average cleanout. You're about 3 feet away from the foundation wall, front foundation, and about 2 feet in from the front right corner. And I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front of the house. Anyway, we're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We're going to zero out the foot counter here at the bottom of the cleanout, and off we go. Coming up on some standing water here. We also have debris in the line, which is entirely possible. That debris right there is what is causing that water to stand a little bit. So we'll wait to take a look at that on the way out when the line's drained. Not a terribly significant bit of standing water to begin with, especially considering I'm running a bathtub right now full bore, which is that can often exaggerate even 1/4 of an inch of standing water into something that looks like an inch or more. So my guess is that if there's anything left over there, it's little to nothing. All right, this right here, we're probably going to see a transition joint in just a moment. You got, it looks like what, a test tee dropping in. Yep, there's the transition. Swapping over to 6-inch 3034 PVC. Nice straight running sewer line here. This thing hardly has a turn in it. The straighter the better. Turns are just natural pinch points. They're the most likely spot in an otherwise perfectly good sewer line to get a blockage. Stuff just slows down, so the fewer the turns, the better. And here is our main connection at about 60 feet out. We're going to go locate that really quick here while the pipe drains off. We'll verify the line's going out to Southeast Tibbetts here while everything's draining, and then we'll pull back, take a second look at everything. And I'll also run backwards here as far as the camera will allow, or the line will let me go back into the home. Alright, located the camera head out on Southeast Tibbetts. Line here, but if it doesn't run completely dead straight, it essentially does. Can't remember if this has a little bit of a jog at the beginning, but if you draw an imaginary straight line from the cleanout to middle of the road, that is essentially the exact path the line takes. We'll pull back here and take a look at that spot at the start of the line, but I suspect we're not going to see much going on there. At worst, I'll bet you might maybe have a 1/16 to 1/4 inch of standing water, but oh, that water right there is not standing. The dishwasher's discharging right now. That's all flowing water. Alrighty. All the PVC pipe looks great. Drains off beautifully. All the joints are tight. And when we get back in here all the way, that's some kind of murky looking water there coming out of the house. We're definitely going to be going backwards. I'm worried you may have some debris built up somewhere inside the home. That water's kind of murky. Not the clear water I was expecting to see. Oh, interesting. You have a separate branch tying in right here. Alrighty, so I didn't realize when I first got here this had a separate, it's an address with an A and B type setup. I think my foot counter reset there while I must have bumped my camera funny. I want to say we're only about 20 feet out from the house right now. That my mind's playing tricks on me here. I could be wrong though. I thought I was closer and maybe I'm not. Anyway, that is that my foot counter did glitch out there. We were actually about 21 feet out there where that tie-in comes in. But for this type of setup, when you have that A and B designation, the city I think looks at them more like a condominium. And being that that was just built, you know, you can always look into it, but it is not uncommon to have a shared line in this type of situation. If this were an older home, I'd be more concerned about some kind of non-conforming party line situation. But being that just got installed there, in order to run the sewer line out, you know, get certificate of occupancy, all that stuff, that they have to pass off and permit that line in the way that's configured. So right now we're going back into the home. Now what's cool about this thing, although it is a shared line, so that may restrict you from some level of stuff, but it's nice you've got 4-inch pipe even underneath the home. For a house this size, you often don't get 4-inch pipe until you get a little further out from the home. Although this is an older house though. Back in the olden days, they built everything with 4-inch just about, which is my favorite diameter of pipe. Yeah, just a little bit of debris there. And what was shooting down the line originally was gunk from the neighboring home. Anyway, that's as far as I'm going to go back into the home there. I've gone much further back in than I typically go. I'll see if... Oh, there we go. Now I'm breaking loose. That last turn there kind of hung my camera, but I got it to wiggle around it. There we go. That's the back end of the sewer line there. What you're looking at right now is a clean out access back inside the house. Very nice looking sewer line. And I forgot to mention it, I think just because there was nothing there. I'll push back out here just a second, but that standing water that was originally in the line when we first ran the camera out is gone. And that little thing up ahead there is just a little scrap of toilet paper, probably stuck on a little tiny nub of excess pipe glue. That's no big deal. Anyway, having 4-inch pipe going back into the home there, it gives you a little bit more leeway in the event you ever wanted to add a bathroom or a fixture of some kind. You often need 4-inch pipe when you start getting into, you know, multiple bathrooms and multiple fixtures. Anyway, my camera lens is a little bit gunked up right now, but running back out here, you can see that area there where we had some standing water is gone. So no belly at all. There was just some debris sitting in the flow line there, kind of partially damming the pipe up. It does not take very much debris sitting in the flow line to create the illusion of a belly. It's kind of amazing. Anyway, great looking sewer line. Good flow end to end. Actually quite a clean sewer line. Great shape. Nothing structurally about it I can even nitpick. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time. And on top of that, which is even cooler, is the entire main line going back into the house has been updated. A lot of times on these older houses like this, you often don't get both ends updated. You either get the interior or the exterior, but you usually don't get both. So that's a really nice update and a very expensive one that's been dealt with for you. Anyhow, sewer line is functioning properly at this time. Got a winner here.